Okay, it is now afternoon, 14:32. The US market has just opened after a very difficult morning on the DAX. Now we have a very distinct move upwards um, because of the very strong momentum and of the and a similar opening like in previous days where there was a opening wick down and then move upwards. I have decided to take a long position already at the open, even before the current candle closes, hoping that the scenario would repeat itself. I will secure this position now with a break-even stop loss, and we'll be looking to add to the position once the candle closes and we have confirmation to the upwards. As I mentioned, the morning was quite difficult. The morning in DAX was quite difficult. We lost our emissions trade, and overall, there was a significant loss. Um, I would say totaling 14 risk units that we have. That is, well, that's just quite a lot. That's 600 points. Um, but we stuck with it, and we need to make it back someday. So, what has happened, however, since then is the market has broken out of this terrible consolidation here. And so we are in profit 250 pips on the first position. I have then added the next position, which is now 130 pips in profit, and the next one, which is 113 pips in profit. I would say I would probably be looking to close some of these so that we can mitigate some of the losses. I'm not happy with the execution. We should have added to the position as we were going along. I didn't do this. Well, it is done. Now we are looking at the second candle of Nasdaq. Let's see what it does. If it breaks above, I'm going to enter a long, hoping for a continuation. The VIX is still collapsing, so it's still going lower, well on the way to our target of 2 pips. The oil is holding steady above $100, and we are soon approaching a rollover of contracts for the CFD instrument. So, I mean, today. So I don't know what I understand there's a backwardation, so then contracts for the future are cheaper than the contracts um, for the current spot prices. That's because we expect the oil to be cheap in the future as the demand dwindles and the production is becoming more and more available as the resources from shale gas and shale oil are there. But the short-term spot prices are obviously high because we just don't have enough due to the transport issues. And we have this news about the tanker from Pakistan flowing through the Hormuz Strait. So that's probably a very optimistic information for markets. And on the back of that, you can see this huge upswing. I will now attempt to go also long on the Dow Jones as it has broken out of the range, targeting this here. And we'll see where the DAX takes us. Sorry, where the Nasdaq takes us. The DAX is going higher. I have placed a buy limit order at 23,717. What is the target for DAX? Well, in fact, as I mentioned, this should be somewhere around 2470. This is the super trend support line. I expect uh, some issues over here in the 4-hour chart. So we still have quite a lot of room for a move up. Let's say 200 pips more. We have already captured a significant portion of this, already captured 250 points, but we have lost heavily at the start, so we need to make it up. I will be adding to this trade as much as possible, but we need to be worried that this will not be a straight road, right? So might be also bumps along the way, and we may have severe retracements, which will hurt because we're going to be top heavy in that scenario. So we are fairly in profit on the VIX and on the DAX as well. 120 and 200. Still not enough to cover, but should be fine. Keeping this for a while. There we have just broken the opening range high. So the momentum is there. The liquidity is also good. I mean, the volume is good so far. I think we have broken through that already. I'm not sure if the sell price has gone through, but yeah. So this has gone up. Let's see how the candle closes, because a double top like that might have some short-term reversal. And the Dow Jones is fairly edging into profit, hovering over there. I will enter Nasdaq here. No, 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 this was a sell. Oh my God, what did I do? That's a mistake. I need to close this. I need to close this now. Since I've entered, I need to give it a chance, a fair chance of survival. And there we go. Which position? This is a sell. I want to close and get into profit. And I want to reverse it. All right, I have reversed. That one was a slight loss of a point or so. Could have waited, I guess. Our Dow Jones is also edging lower. Yeah, we still are up for a VWAP touch. This would be the level which I would be expecting to achieve. I am not sure, looking at the 1-hour trade, if we would be willing to actually go short today. The momentum is definitely upwards here on the 1-hour chart, and it looks like it wants to go as high and as fast as possible. Let's see. The S&P 500. Similar story, excuse me. We have just about the opening range break. I'm not trading S&P. I just trade the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones sometimes. Dow Jones, I have worse historical results from Dow Jones, although to me this is less tricky. I mean, this index seems to be less tricky and less erratic than Nasdaq. It seems to be more decisive. If it goes one way, it just goes. Whereas Nasdaq can just bump around like in here. I can see all these crazy wicks and all these crazy candles, which tell you nothing about the real move. Nasdaq seems to be more gentlemanly in this fashion. So it just opens, it breaks higher. If it returns, then it goes back, and it just goes right. Of course, it's not all exactly like that, but I noticed that somehow I'm losing more money here when things go wrong than on Nasdaq. So counterintuitively, Nasdaq seems to be a better choice. Um, yes, Euro PLN is slightly lower. The VIX is dropping. Okay, we seem to have a good situation in Nasdaq. Dow Jones still hasn't broken out. Nasdaq is slightly higher, trying to break out of the opening range. Looking at the 1 hour chart of Nasdaq, we are at the we are at the 500 moving average for Nasdaq on 1 hour chart. That's a significant value, but yeah, you can expect some chop around here. Unfortunately, it might punch through and chop above it, hopefully, or it might chop around it. So I will be a good bet for this. Um, Going back to the DAX, we had a marvelous opportunity, in fact, and I'm really angry at myself for not having taken it. You can see I was actually long here on a couple of positions. Oh, apologies. On a couple of positions. Go away. There you go. Once the breakout happened, I had some alerts in here, so I was long in here and here. After the breakout, right? So I stuck to it. I broke my rules because normally should no longer enter on this second buy trade, but I did, and it was going fine, and I was adding here very nicely. But then this happened, and I got taken out for some 1 or 2 units of risk, and some break evens were triggered. I actually re-entered the trade only here, right? I should have, looking at this, the comeback to the support or resistance zone, and also the view up. I mean, this was a beautiful zone to enter. Too good event. I mean, it's super obvious. But looking at this sharp drop, I was expecting that it was just a sharp move up, a sharp move down, and then maybe come back to the chop fast or even down. So I didn't take the risk. At this point, I was heavily losing, right? So I didn't have the guts to do it. I held on to my position, however, um, which turned out to be a good decision. I will be adding to the DAX still. I can't get the pullback that I would like, so I need to take what I have. Potentially losing this half the profit. Yeah, this is a half a risk stop loss. Coming back to the Nasdaq. Oof, spiked higher. Okay, so we can now secure this with a stop loss and in a way to pull back and see what happens. It's super optimistic. And this is what I'm worried about. You see, the Nasdaq is pulling so hard, but the Dow Jones isn't. It's still in this flag formation, still hasn't broken out. So that tells me that the Nasdaq might actually be faking something. I don't like it. There it is. I might just be well, we'll see. We are 90 pips in profit for Nasdaq. I would be looking maybe to take some profits off at 100 and just to get some profits locked in. The DAX is holding there. Yeah. It's always difficult to add this high. It's so far away from VWAP. I mean, this is a difficult decision to make always. And I've never been good at it, but now it's time to actually, just take things into perspective, look at your target, look at all the space above, and just picture it having all the space here. And also realize the losses that we've been taking so far this month. It's been brutal, I must say. The worst possible opening of the live feed. So that's why it's important to cash in when the opportunity presents itself. The Dow Jones worries me, to be honest. I would expect it to also break out so that we all go as one big happy family into one direction, into the north. North is where the action is. All right, let's hang back. All right, I have secured some profit. I wasn't the position I wanted to close. So we have reduced our loss today quite significantly with this one position. It shows you, the power of the breakout strategy, right? You may incur some losses as you go along, but if you stick to it, you're I wanted to take this position off, to be honest, because this is in immediate danger of being taken out. I would love to add at this level. But yeah, let me add here again quite aggressively. Again, half a position risk, and this is a genuine pullback. I mean, it's very, very small, but you can see the momentum here is heavy. The Dow Jones is still not going. This is bad. Oh, I might lose this one. All right, let me double down here. Super tiny stop loss. Let's say 30 pips. Place me somewhere around here. And the volume is quite low. The volume isn't there. on the Dow Jones. There's no Nasdaq either, to be honest. Oh no. Yeah. Okay, we have lost a position here. It's probably too optimistic. Let's see how it goes. Dow Jones is falling. That's like DAX trade, yeah. How is DAX in minus? We don't have any minus position in DAX. Man, I need to reset the terminal. Bear with me. Remove this position now. Okay. And the Nasdaq situation is similar. There's a pullback. I would expect maybe some reviews. We're adding quite loosely here. Normally I would expect to add every 30, 40 points. This is more than that, right? This is 60 points. This is, yeah, this is 40, so that's okay. So if the market goes like this and gives us these nice measured pullbacks, very brief, it would be ideal. Very nice to get in. Very rewarding. If it goes, I see the Dow Jones has just touched our order. Oh my God. So close. So close. Let me just, this is your spread, right? So this is a spread away from being filled. It might still get filled, but for now it is reacting higher, which is good for us. Yeah, I'm happy not being filled other lows. Going down here is always a risk of stop loss. Let's see if it continues. And looking at the VIX, it's dropping. I think we're somewhere halfway towards our profit target of 20 points in 2038. So we would be there just above 20 points for VIX. I could just make it 19 as well. But the rollover periods for VIX are quite short, and I wouldn't like to be caught in that. That's usually when you're going short, not a very good deal. Okay. We have 3 positions open in Nasdaq. One is still in negative territory. One in Dow Jones, still in negative territory. And one in the Nasdaq, we have lost the top atom. Let's see. I have this buy limit here. Let's stick to it. See if we catch it. By the way, this was a good call here at the right moment to cut the trade. At least temporarily. We have just entered a second long on the Dow Jones. Not great. Things are pulling back. I was too optimistic, I think. I have to be. I have no other choice. I don't exactly have an idea where Nasdaq could go. But this huge pre-market candles here in this one. I would say, I mean, the top of the range is somewhere here, right? So if I were to draw any kind of resistance, I would be here. Instinctively speaking, this is where we should get to at least, right? That is quite a distance. Also, it's 300 pips. So, I would expect that if we are ready to get there, we need to really just start moving upwards. Um, and gain some price, gain some distance between our trades. Right now, I don't see this collapsing, but just might. Remember, we might have the opening range touch, which is something to take into account. So I need to move this back. Apologies. A full unit of risk here and secure this with a break even. So if we do have a touch, then we do have a touch. Okay, we're out of the Nasdaq. Sorry, Dow Jones trade. The first position is folded. And let's see what happens with the second one. You can see the last 30 days. Not great, not great. Even today is not great. I'll make it back. Wow. Oh, things are folding. Things are not going good at all. We have lost the break-even trade, so the opening trade is now lost. The add-on is holding because I moved the stop loss. Let's see if this is a touch of the opening range or are we moving higher? We are losing positions left and right. The Dow Jones has collapsed. What is going on? I will not go short in Dow Jones, but I might be forced to. DAX is still somewhat holding. This is also the comfort of having these trades spaced out. I can have the buy limit at some time way away. If it gets through here, we're in trouble. Forty seconds left. I would like it to be a touch. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. To break above this, I'm going long again. Would be ideal if this was a new candle. Oh, you saw the kind of a thing that was some fat finger pressing some bad sell buttons. Um, so we're stalling. Oh, no. I'm still up for a long. Come on, go there before it reaches 3 minutes. Okay. Starts to move. I'm entering along again, securing it with just about half profit, half a risk of stop loss. And I'll be putting it to break even as soon as we go to the highs here, if we get to the highs. What about the Dow Jones? Uh, Dow Jones fake breakout is that's the problem with Dow Jones. It doesn't do that often. And it goes back and forth. Fakes and then it goes. It fakes and goes. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's bad days. Today seems to be a volatile day. This one just goes, touches back. This one goes, goes back. When the, let's see how it goes back to the opening range here. That's too much of a stop loss though. Remember the pips in the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq are different pips. So 100 pips in here is not the same as 100 pips in the Nasdaq. Um, that being said, we are looking at the risk, unit of risk proportional to our capital, which as of now represents roughly 50 or 60 pips on the DAX in DAX terms. The same amount of money is around 50 pips in Nasdaq, but in the Dow Jones, that's over 100 pips, right? Almost 120 pips. So different measure, different number of points. DAX is rebounding. You have two positions open. Nasdaq is not. And the Dow Jones. Why do I bother? And the Dow Jones isn't either. Well, come on. Come on, be nice. Just holding steady. Oil is steady. European stock 50. Nice trending day. Look at the Warsaw. Okay, this is also a nice indicator because the Warsaw Stock Exchange is quite volatile in times of bad market. It will be dropping much harder than the US markets. Not necessarily recover though, but now it seems that people are not that worried. Let's see. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. It's just healthy that the pullback is here. I would like it to go at least the middle of this candle, long angle up. At the middle of the candle, shit. Takes all of our positions out. Yeah. Ah, what a shit thing. Look at all these losses. For fuck's sake. You gotta wonder. All this crap here nullifies this one good trade. Oh, well, I ain't adding to losers, that's for sure. So, we need to step back and see what it does. And now DAX has stopped for a moment. I feel more confident in DAX. I have a better built-out position in NASDAQ. Even though I entered early in NASDAQ, somehow it's just nice. And it actually triggers a short in the Dow. Wow. See if it pulls back after here, after this, these lows were steeped. Like I had a stop loss there. I expect a lot of stop losses would be there. Um, See if this liquidity is enough to push it higher. You can see that the pullbacks are on a lower volume than the push higher. All right. Let's give it a moment. So I guess we're touching the view up.
Zjadł schabowego?
So our entry position was stopped out as well for break even. Somehow, yeah, the DAX is also falling back. Yeah, let's see where it stops. See, VIX is reacting as well, slightly, ever so slightly, but it does. Do we have any news? I don't see anything indicating any We're out of positions in Nasdaq. Let's wait to see for some bullish candles form. I'll be willing to take a risk on a hammer doji canoe. That's an inverted hammer, right? And I'll be going long in here. This is a very bullish candle. And there was this fake to the downside, this wick here. Hopefully the momentum continues to the upside. We didn't get the fill on our Nasdaq, on our DAX. But the Dow Jones has touched the view up, so let's try and get a long position for this one as well. Counterattack. The strategy would suggest a short here, but I don't know. And this is where the Dow Jones shows its nature. It rarely does this double reversal here, right? So if it reverses once, it really just goes this way. It's quite often that it does that. So I'm a little bit worried about that. And of course, both scenarios are possible, but then if it reverses one way, then reverses the other way, oh, this is bad, then this is then a chop there. Let's try with the Dow Jones. Somehow it feels wrong. Feels like we're making the same mistake over and over again. A view up might not save us here. Doesn't. We should have come back here and swap down. In fact, let's make this trade here. 120 pips. Nasdaq is holding. Yeah, let's try and add on the breakout again. 60 pips, 50 pips. If we get here, we're gonna have to secure this by a break even. If not, then no problem. And just to make things kosher, I'm going to have this sell stop below the low of the candle. Not working out. Dow Jones. Oh my God. Come on. I guess we should have waited to get the full candle printed or retouch of the view up. That was a bad call here. Yeah, for note to future, this is either a actual touch. I mean, I've entered quite significantly above the view up because it was reversing, but it's not, wasn't full candle, wasn't the right level. So, no, and no. See if we get to the opening range, above the opening range. Looks like a nice retracement. That will be something, yeah, that will be nice. Then should it all the way up? Um, so we might go just a bit, yeah. Sweep these lows and then shoot higher. Oh, Dow Jones. That's just bad. Mhm. Yeah, we just entered the DAX trade. Yes, we did. Things are moving fast when we're not watching. Decent averages are starting to catch up. This doesn't hold in here. I'm afraid we might be in for a bad surprise. Moving the stop losses up here. Four minutes left. I will be walking away from the stream. And I'll just monitor the situation as it develops. If we continue to move higher, I'll keep on adding to the Nasdaq. If we don't, we'll have to see. I mean, the alternative scenario here is that we move somewhere down here. Like this was a big spike and then boom. So we will be really, really low. Preparing to break the lows of the range. It just doesn't feel like it. But there's still half an hour for this candle to close, 1 hour chart. A lot could happen. We're stalling here. It's not moving. It's a 3-minute fake out zones, but it's oh. There's buoyancy in the market. You can see that it is holding up. The volume is low. The volume is low. And secure with break even. Okay, we're securing that with break even. And I am walking away. I'm gonna add some alerts in here in case we ever get here to initiate the pending orders for pullback. Okay. DAX has printed this beautiful bar below the lows and it's poised for going up. I hope it does. As soon as it moves away, I'm gonna secure it with a break-even stop loss if it moves away. The situation is rather mixed, mixed bag. We're gonna lose this position here potentially quite soon. But yeah, for now, I'm ending the stream. We'll come back maybe later.